Hey fam, I want to tell you about my KLove 2024 experience. The last time they did a cruise prior to this was in 2020 because of the pandemic. And so I just want to let you know what you need to expect. I'm sure they are trying to do things bigger and better than ever before. So let's start off with the first thing, booking. How was the booking process? They have their own website, and once you book, based upon the room, the bigger the room, it'll be more expensive. And it may seem like overall it's expensive, but you have to realize these artists have to get paid. You know, the lighting, the sound people, the staff, it was so many different people, and so many different moving elements on this cruise ship. And so you may look at it, and if you've done a cruise similar, that it may be cheaper, but it'd be worth it in the end. And so, but depending on your room that you get, it will be more expensive. But I like the fact that it's monthly payments that they offer. And so they offer monthly payments after your initial deposit. Then they do monthly payments up until it's all paid off and you are booked and you are ready to go, knowing that your cruise has been paid off. If you want insurance as well, they do offer insurance that you could purchase right there as well. You have to select which concert you want to go to and what dining time. So really, when you do the concert, this is how it works. We had two concerts on our cruise ship. And so if you did the first concert, you'd go to the concert and then you'd eat afterwards. If you did the later concert, you would go to eat first and then you'd go to the concert. And so that's how they did it. And so it would then be either early dining or late dining. They only really had two options, early dining, late dining, and it coincided with the hours based upon the time of the concert you wanted to go to. So there is that. And so a few months before that, then what they would do is they would give you your booking number. And so you don't have it before that, so you cannot go immediately onto the website. We couldn't go immediately onto MSC Cruises and then start checking to see what excursions they had and internet packages and whatever it is. So you had to wait a few months before, and then once you got it, then you can go onto the website, create your login number so that you can get your shore excursions, your Wi-Fi, and things of that nature. Maybe if you want to purchase the restaurant package, the specialty package, then you could do that as well. Before I go on, family, can you do me a favor? Can you like, comment, and subscribe? Click on the notification bell to be informed of future posts. It will greatly help my channel. Also, I have a playlist. I vlogged every day of this cruise. I have a playlist that I put together that I will have in the description below, and it will also be at the end of the video where you can click it and then you can go to the playlist. So the next thing was the cruise side. So some people may feel like I may not have a lot of vacation time. I'm not sure, even though it may sound good that I want to be able to do something else. I don't know if I'll feel like it's going to be a vacation. It's going to be more like church. When I tell you there is a balance of the two, you can still go there. There was a lot of people on the Lido deck just relaxing. The pool was being used. You can still enjoy your vacation. On this cruise ship, MSC Divina did the sail away party. And so there's a combination of like, okay, you're on the ship, KLove chartered the cruise, but you can still have elements of what's happening with the cruise as well. So during the ship, they'll have non-Christian artists, they'll have steel pan players, they may have individuals singing, individuals playing piano, non-Christian music, and just have different things going around the ship. They have non-Christian trivia. And so there is things going on the ship. It's not just things related to KLove. And so there are things going on the ship that you still get on. The casino was still open. So it wasn't a lot of people in the casino. But if you're an individual that like to go and play in the casino from time to time, the casino was still open as well. And so then that you can still have that element of being on a vacation as well. The bars were open, and so all hours of the night. And so for those individuals that sometimes may want a beer or a wine or what have you. And so one of the questions somebody had asked me, I wonder if it was a Christian cruise, would it only be like mocktails? And everything was open the same way in terms of everything that they would serve before could be served after. And so I thought that it was a great balance between going on a Christian cruise and still being able to have a vacation, and the vacation that you want as well. Because they have so many things going on. Say, for example, you didn't want to see an artist. Maybe it wasn't your favorite artist, what have you. Then you could just maybe do something that the ship is doing, maybe go to their trivia or what have you. And so you have a lot more things, to me, that you can do than even on a regular ship, because now you have the schedule that they gave you for KLove, and then on the app, MSC has an app, and a lot of cruises have an app that will have the schedule of events of what's happening, and then you can look and see what's going on the app, and then go to those things that MSC had, or whatever cruise ship that KLove will do in the future. And so what about the KLove experience? What I loved about the experience itself, it was just so calming and peaceful to me. It was, you went throughout the ship, Christian music was being pumped in the elevators. Christian music was throughout the corridors. It was just such a great environment. On the TV, KLove had their television shows on there as well. And so I felt like it was just so peaceful. It was just so calming. I think, especially being at the beginning of the year like it was, I think it's just something good to start your year off fresh, with like clear the clutter from the year before. This coming year, 2025, it's in February. And last I looked, it is sold out already. And the thing about it is, even though it's sold out, there was people that said that they had to cancel for whatever reason. When I followed a Facebook group, and even in that, you can be on a waiting list, and if somebody cancels for whatever reason, you could be on the waiting list, and then you may be one of those individuals that they call you and say, or they email you and say that we have a space available for you. So don't give up. If you really want to go, just go and put yourself on the waiting list. And so maybe you may have an opportunity to be on the next cruise yourself. And so on the second day of the cruise, they started with devotion. Every morning was devotion with the artists KLove and John. And they also had a word from Pastor R.T. Kendall. It was such great, oh my gosh, such a great devotion, such great word from, now R.T. Kendall is one of my favorite writers because he wrote this book called Total Forgiveness, which is a phenomenal book. And so it was just great to have the start of that day. Even on port day, they still had it before you went out. You can just have the morning devotion, and then and we had Nassau as the only port, and then you could go to Nassau and then enjoy the rest of your day. And so why not start the day with the Lord? And so we had that every morning from the second day. We didn't have it on embarkation day. We had that from the second day. Now each day they had Lido Deck concerts, and so they had Lido Deck concerts in the afternoon, and they had Lido Deck concerts also afternoon, maybe sometimes maybe late morning, and they would have also Lido Deck concerts at night. And so in place of what the ship would normally do for a Lido Deck party, there were the Lido Deck concerts in the evening. And so it was just phenomenal. Different individuals from time to time. Go check out those vlogs. I had captured everything that happened during the day for the most part. Go check it out. And so the main concerts, as I said before, you had to choose which one you wanted to go to, the earlier show, the later show. And so the main concerts had 2 artists each. And it started off with a bang from the first night. It was Colton Dixon, and Danny Goki one night. It was so great. We had We the Kingdom, we had Matthew West, we had Cain for the main concerts, we had Mac Powell. It was so great. They were phenomenal artists. Chris Tomlin. And so I enjoyed it. Every concert, I enjoyed it. People were worshiping, people were singing, people were just enjoying the concerts in of itself. And so, and then also during the decks. So not every artist on the ship was in the main concert. So that's when they would either be on the Lido deck, or they would be at the afternoon, or they would be in the concerts very much at late at night. And so we would have Tasha Layton, for example, as one of the artists that you would hear on the Lido deck. We had individuals like that. It was just so great. Also, what you have to realize is that not all the time KLove had on the agenda Christian artists. They also had a non-Christian group just grooving out on the Lido deck during the day, and at the last night they had them also kind of kicking out the last night of the KLove cruise. And so there's a great balance to me on the cruise ship. And so they have theme parties, and so they have theme parties like Tropical Night, they'll have 80s night like they had on this cruise ship. And so with these type of parties, don't worry, they will email you the information. What I loved about the whole situation is that they really kept you informed of what was going on. In Nassau, they had a special missions trip, and so they emailed you about that as well, that if you wanted to be able to go on this special missions trip, and they talked about what the mission trip was. And so I'm thinking for the next cruise, there's several ports, whether they do a mission trip at each port, or maybe they pick one of the ports to do one. And so for those individuals that really want to give back and do something of that nature, they have the opportunities. One of the things they were doing was they were building beds for these different individuals. And so they were so in tune, and it seemed like everybody just wanted to help out. And so that's an opportunity, if you really love to do things of that nature, to do that as well. And so it's not only about listening to music and worshiping, but it's also an opportunity to give back as well. There are meet and greets with the artists. And so I enjoyed the meet and greets, and they seem like genuine nice guys. Now, the thing about it is that it's so quick. Like, you go in there, there's so many people want to greet them. And so if you have a camera or a phone, that somebody will take your phone, and literally they will just keep on taking clicks. Every moment, every interaction with the artist, they will just take every click of it, and so that you go forward. And so you don't have a lot of time to speak with the artist. You kind of, if you want to just say like, oh, you're my greatest, you're the greatest, I really enjoy you, that's really it. You really don't have a lot of chance, because they really want to move you along. Even if the artist wants to talk to you and, talk to you a little bit more, they said like next, they're really moving you along. So don't get offended. You go to these meet and greets and you just feel like rushed. That's what it is. There's a lot of people that want to see them as well. There's no signature signing. There was no part of it where you got to sign something, whether if you had a book and they would allow you to do that, I'm not sure. But it was really just to take a picture, shake their hands, maybe hug them, and your favorite Christian artist. And so those are the things. And so somebody may say, what about the youth? I may be coming on this trip, and I have children. And so what the thing about each ship, all ships that I know of, these ships, these big ships that especially that they're using, Carnival will be the one for next year in 2025. This year was MSC. Each ship has a kids club or things of that nature. And so they'll have a kids club so that if you want to sign them up, you can. And so you get signed up in the kids club, and then they'll be able to interact with other individuals, other children within different age groups in their age, and have fun that way. But what did KLove do specifically for children? And so what KLove did was they had youth devotions. And so this is kind of like the keepsake and the booklet that they had. They had youth devotions. Not only did they have youth devotions, they had silent disco for the youth. They had things such as scavenger hunts. And so they have a youth speaker, and that will, right again, even for the youth, a balance of the two. So you get devotion from this youth speaker, and then after you get this devotion from this youth speaker, you could still have fun and you could hang out and you could do all the things that youth have. This year was this individual called Colby Flowers. And so it is a great combination of the two. And so my overall experience was that I loved it. I know I've seen somebody comment somewhere where they feel like they didn't get really like the camaraderie, or maybe they were looking for like maybe more friends. And so I saw in a Facebook group that somebody is desiring to do like maybe a singles meetup. And so I felt like for the experience in of itself, like even the last day, there was a baptism, and I thought you have to go see that on the vlog. It was so moving, that the baptism, people who want to be baptized, maybe if you've never been baptized, or if you just want to renew your walk and just get baptized again, as just, show of your faith and your walk in God. And so there was many people that went and they were baptized in the back of the pool. I just thought it was a great experience. And so sometimes you do get to meet people. I didn't have a lot of opportunities to meet a lot of people, but I did meet people, and you get to connect with them and you get to talk with them, and then maybe share Facebook profiles and be friends like that, so that in the following year, if you come, then you get to like meet up with them and talk with them again, and you just share that camaraderie. And so I think that a lot of people may come with their families, and so they kind of stay with their families, but I never felt like out of place. I went there solo, so I didn't feel out of place. I'm going around taking my vlogs, and so I thought it was a great experience. Will I do it again? Yes, because I am booked for 2025. And so I definitely wanted to do it again because I thought it was a great experience. There was a lot of artists. So many people may say, well, I don't know those artists. And so it doesn't matter, because I didn't know the music of a lot of those artists, and I loved it. It was so great to be able to be introduced to people you do not know, introduced to people. And then the fact of the matter is that when they ministered and when they sang, you really felt their heart of worship, and they told you where the songs came from, and how it really mattered to them in their life and how it impacted them. And so therefore they can sing it effectively because of the fact that they may have gone through something in their life and it really was personal. And so you feel their heart as well. And so if you see them around the cruise ship, then you just take a picture with them. They were the hosts of the KLove morning show on the ship. They did also a KLove show during the ship. It was like a question and answer. So if you went there into that lounge, you could ask them questions and things of that nature. And so I thought it was a great experience. Definitely wanted to do that again. And I'm not sure if I'll do it every year, but definitely I wanted to be able to do that at least one more time, and I want to repeat it and do it next year. So they don't have the same artists. So just in case you're an individual that would like to change up things, so they don't have the same artists from year to year. They may include one or two from the previous year, and so they have the lineup already for the coming year. And so if you're interested, as I say, there's still time. Put your name on the waiting list. And family, thank you so much for coming to this video. Check out the vlogs and go and see if you would like to be a part of KLove 2025, 26, or whenever they have it. Thank you. See you next time. Be blessed.